What's going on, guys? Today we're at Intermountain Lift in Springville, Utah. Joined with me is the president of the company and the vice president of production. And today we're going to be seeing how they manufacture and get roller coasters ready to get assembled at theme parks. Let's do it.
To start off our journey in understanding how roller coasters are made, we first took a visit to the bending portion of the shop. Here, new coasters take their first step in the production process as their rails and backbones begin to get bent and pressed. As Talon explains, the coaster they're building today is a brand new Chance Rides Hyper GTX coaster going to Glendale, Arizona. It will feature 3 inversions and is slated to open in 2024.
So right now we're working on Chance Rides GTX coaster at the moment. The first part of building a roller coaster is you got to start with the rail backbone. So we bend it all down here. Right now, obviously, there's not really much bending going on, but this is where it all starts.
The bending of the track and rails is a huge and important first step of the process. Thanks to new equipment currently being used by Intermountain Lift, it is here where a smooth ride experience is created. As Mr. Crandall is about to explain, this equipment allows them to design the rails and backbone in a way that they can then effectively assemble them together to create a full segment of track. In this case, a machine is producing laser cut tubes to fit the hundreds of cross ties associated with the project.
We take, like on steel curtain, I drew 113 track sections personally. We draw them in SolidWorks, so you draw every tie, every tube tie, and then we feed it the parts to that machine. And so when you get the pipes doing this stuff, and you have a rectangle tube, that laser will cut it exactly to fit.
Okay.
Like, perfect. So
once this has been done and all the cross ties are fitted, the next step in the process took us downstairs, where segments of track are lowered into a very large concrete area and prepped for welding.
So after fitting the track up from upstairs, we fly it down into our weld hole, and it comes just pretty much rooted up, and then the welders get to it and they have to sit here and rotate the track as they weld away.
This portion of the process can take weeks on end, and welders working the project must work very carefully to ensure quality joints between rail, backbone, and cross ties. Lucky for this coaster, Intermountain Lift does a fantastic job in making sure this happens. Any bad welds, as noted from our visit, could result in reduced performance of the coaster. Once finished up in the welding area though, we then took a trip outside and ended up in Intermountain Lift's blast shop for the third step of the production process.
So this is our blast shop. So once we get done welding, welds are checked by QC. We bring it into the blast shop. We blast pretty much all the rust if there's any, and get it to what it looks like right now and get it prepped and ready for the paint shop.
As Talon mentioned, blasting the welded sections of track allows for the removal of any rust that may have accumulated in the production stages, as well as gets the segments ready for paint. This not only once again ensures the quality of the track being produced, but will also allow for an even coating of paint over the coaster's various track and support segments. As you can see here, track segments are lifted by 2 15-ton overhead cranes, where they are then able to be blasted accordingly with refined sand. Track won't stay here too long though, as after it is blasted, it will then be readily moved on to step 4, the paint shop.
All right, now we are in the paint shop. This is where they paint the supports and the track. As you can see here, there's some primer on the track, or the supports. This is gonna be a pretty cool project. They're gonna set it up here in a little bit and come into Glendale, Arizona.
Track and supports that end up in the paint shop are likely to stay here for a few weeks at a time, as they are primed and painted multiple times. The track for this coaster is being painted bright orange, and as we ventured outside to the Intermountain Lift lot, we got to see these completed segments.
All right, so now we're outside. This is their lot in the back. They have a lot of land here. As you can see, this is the Hyper GTX that they're working on, their current project. And this is what the finished segments look like. They put them out here, they put them on foam pads, make sure they're taken care of, and now they're just waiting to get shipped off.
Being shipped off is the final step in the production process for these Hyper GTX coaster segments, and as we walked around the track, it was pretty neat to see what elements were already there. Parts of a corkscrew, helix, turnaround, amongst others were sitting there, ready to go and completely finished. As with the track, The supports will also go through the same process of manufacturing, and one by one, they'll begin their journey from Springville, Utah to Glendale, Arizona on a bunch of trailer beds. Once there, the coaster will then be assembled accordingly, and with a slated 2024 opening, you will all officially see how a roller coaster looks created from start to finish. And so with that, my friends, you have now seen a quick mini documentary of how it is a roller coaster is produced, and if you liked it, definitely take a look at that subscribe button to help us out. Filming was awesome, and I'd like to extend a huge thank you to Intermountain Lift for making this experience possible. They really are awesome and amazing at what they do, so shoot some support their way as well. And a big shout out also goes to my awesome film crew who make everything we do possible. Until this thing opens in 2024 though, stay tuned for some more exciting behind the scenes on the shootings of this video, which I think you'll enjoy, and I'm excited to update you all shortly. Thanks again for all the support, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!